passionate. I work hard so when it pop, it ain't on accident. Yeah, I'm always on go, better watch your...
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. I'm loving this fall look. Okay, I'm about to go to my mom's house, but I want to thank you guys for joining this video. I am actually gonna give you guys a cooking video. It's been a minute. Every time I cook something on TikTok or Instagram, y'all like drop the recipe. I'm like, yo, I just be doing stuff. But for real, I just follow some other videos for inspo. But I'm looking forward to incorporating more cooking videos on my channel. Okay, and that's what I'm actually supposed to be doing over on Quana's Feeds, Reads, and Deeds. But we have to definitely amp that channel up a little bit more. Okay, but yes. So today's video is actually sponsored by Bright Cellars. I'm super happy to bring you this freaking video because it's very hard to pick out wine. Like I have go-tos and I want to kind of expand my palette when it comes to wines, and that's why I'm really happy that Bright Cellars actually is sponsoring this video. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the packaging and all that good stuff while I give you some deets, and then we're gonna get into making this bomb. It's like steak and potatoes, and it's this creamy Parmesan sauce, and it was perfect because I feel like the Parmesan sauce was really good and paired well with the wine that I chose to drink that night. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, I'm loving this look. Again, I want to thank Bright Cellars for sponsoring this cooking video here on my channel. You can definitely save 60%, okay, with your first 4-bottle wine box. All right, so that makes your first box super duper affordable, and the shipping is only $8. And one thing I love about the packaging itself is actually sustainable, so it leaves a small carbon footprint in the environment or on the environment. So that's really good. You know, we got to pay attention to, you know, we have 3 homes: our mind, our body, and earth. Like, come on, y'all. But yes, the packaging was really beautiful, and Bright Cellars was actually started by 2 MIT graduates, and they kind of was like, yo, we really don't know how to pick out wine. We really going, this probably not what they said, but we're really going up into these stores, and it's like, it's a bunch of wine, so it's like, come on, make it easier for me. So what I did was I actually went on and I took a 30-second quiz. It actually probably didn't even take that long, but it kind of asks like what I like to eat and then it had some other questions as well, and they kind of tailored it based on that. And also, if you don't like a specific bottle in your box, they will replace it with your next box, so that's a good thing as well. There were I feel like I'm more of a sweet wine drinker. Like, I do not like bitter wine at all. Like, but with this, I was able to expand and kind of say, okay, just try something different. Try something different. I love that each bottle actually has these like cards, okay? It's like pairing cards, and it tells you the notes within the wine, or I'm saying notes as if it's a fragrance, but it tells you like the flavors. It tells you what it pairs with, and it's everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop on into the cooking portion of this video. Of course, I'll give you some more deets about Bright Cellars as we are cooking this food, honey. Alright, so the more you give feedback about what wines you liked in your boxes more and why and all that good stuff, the better your boxes will be tailored to your palate. So me personally, I do like sweeter wines. This Meet Cute White Blend was probably one of the sweetest in my box out of the 4. This one had hints of honeysuckle, apricot, peach, and was it nectarine, I believe. So yeah, this was not like super duper sweet like I usually like, but it definitely was geared towards like, okay, now I can expand my palate to this instead of having something that's super duper sugary all the time, whatever the case may be. So I did have a glass of this while I was cooking, and I had a glass with my meal. Now, as far as glasses that you drink out of, I'm gonna drink it out whatever glass I got. Okay, so let's get into the actual cooking. I used milk and butter, and I used instant potatoes. Okay, stop playing with it. And then also had some minced garlic. I had a Myers or Crescents. Why did I call it Myers? A Crescents lemon pound cake in the box. You know, some of this stuff was from the box and not from scratch. Okay, to make our lives easier. This actually took maybe 30 minutes, if that, to make. It's a really quick, good meal. I also had some grated Parmesan, some minced garlic. I have an onion here that I'm going to slice up. And then I had some Montreal steak seasoning. And these steak, it's like steak fillets or steak tenderloins. They were thick and they were boneless. So you can use whatever cut you want to use. So I'm just slicing up the onions here. And I'll have the list of all the ingredients down below as well. I had one stick of butter that was sitting out softened, and then I had another stick of butter that I just used for like the potatoes and the steak. And I had croissants. You can use biscuits, you can use rolls. I just wanted something to go with my whipped butter that I'm gonna make. But I did slice that steak up into like bite-sized chunks. And look, y'all gonna get what y'all get, okay? These cutting skills are improving. But yeah, again, it's boneless. It's like a marbled steak, so it's still like, you know, you're gonna cook it so that it's tender. I like my steak medium, maybe medium well. I do not like well done steak because, y'all, I'm not about to be sitting here chewing. By the time I'm done chewing the first piece, the rest of my plate is cold. No, we don't want that. And I did give my steak a rinse before cutting it up as well. So in the pan, in my cast iron over here, I just have about 2 tablespoons of butter, or 1.5 tablespoons of butter in there. And then I put my onions in there to saute. So I want to say you can season, well, I'm going to say I seasoned mine with salt and pepper and probably parsley. But honestly, they're just going to caramelize and they're going to be so good, and they're going to mix with everything else. You don't even have to season them if you don't want to. And then that butter is on there, so you don't really have to worry about all of that. But yeah, I added some minced garlic, about 1 tablespoon or 2. Again, it's to your liking, okay? But I let those get, you know, cute. Let them get cute and like brown, okay? And I like a little burnt crisp on there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, maybe not. But yeah, you know, I'm probably over there drinking my wine or something. Who knows what I'm doing? But I came back once these and kind of flipped them over a little bit to see. So I moved them over to one side, and because they're gonna cook some more, I didn't want them to be too done before I put the steak in. But you're gonna move them all over to one side. I don't know if that prevents contamination, whatever the case may be. But honestly, it's all gonna cook down, so I didn't really worry about that. But you can take them out the pot if you are worried about that. And clearly I'm fine. But I just added some Montreal steak seasoning. You can season it and massage it in before you put it into the pan, or you can just put it into the pan and season it like I did. Either way, it was flavorful. I cook steak often now because I'm like a steak connoisseur around here. But no, I have been like learning things and about it resting before cutting and all this stuff. And I actually prefer to slice my steak up before I cook it because it makes things easier. Like, I don't have to worry about cutting it afterwards or how long it's gonna rest, and they cook quicker too. So then I'm gonna put my croissants in the oven. Multitasking, okay? I love timing things out perfectly in the kitchen. I can't stand cooking one thing at a time and then everything else is cold. Like, I love perfectly timing things. That's like my thing. So I took all the steak and the onions out of the pan of the cast iron. How do you wash your cast iron? You know, me and my mom, we wash ours with water and salt and a scrubber. Some people use soap. Sometimes, you know, I don't think we're supposed to use soap, but sometimes I do. And you're definitely not supposed to soak it, but y'all, sometimes it'll be hard to clean it. And after you wash it, you don't just let it sit there and rust. You need to freaking oil your cast iron. But anywho, I used hot water. Then I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't measure the water. And this is instant potatoes. You can make them from scratch. I don't like them from scratch because they have a different consistency, I promise. But I like packaged ones, instant, if you will. But I used hot water. That's like my trick now. So going over here, I put a little more butter, and then I put heavy cream, and I put the grated Parmesan. Now, I didn't necessarily measure, but I'm going to try to give you some. And I put a couple tablespoons of flour too to thicken it up, to thicken the sauce up. But when it comes to me making Parmesan sauce, even my mom, like my Alfredo sauce, whatever, I don't really measure. It's like the ancestors are telling me, hey, this is enough milk and this is enough Parmesan, and put this seasoning in. I don't, so I would say about maybe 8 ounces to 16 ounces, depending on how many people you're feeding. So yeah, it's more about consistency than anything else, and taste it as you go too, and that'll tell you exactly what you need to add. So I have a little trick, which is putting boiling water into the pot. So I use my glass kettle to boil water, and it makes everything cook so much quicker, like my boiled eggs, my noodles, whatever the case is. So that's just like something I like to do. But yeah, you want to stir it and turn the heat down and let it simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. It really, again, depends. Just taste it as you go. So I'm making my box cake, and of course I'm posting it on, making a TikTok and an Instagram reel to go with it. But yeah, it was just the cake mix, some melted butter, and an egg, and I put it in a button pan and I baked it probably at 375 for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it was so moist and so good. It comes with a lemon glaze, but I do not like the lemon glaze. It's just too much lemon. So it's a lemon pound cake already, and I put a buttercream or cream cheese frosting and drizzle that on top because the lemon would just be too much, the lemon glaze. So yeah, that is the cake over here. And then, so I like to smooth it out. That was just a thing my mom taught me, like the bottom, like get all the bubbles out. But this one didn't really have bubbles. It's kind of dense. So I just kind of used a whisk to whisk it to smooth it out a little bit. So over here, I just have some butter, some parsley, some garlic salt, and some milk in a container, well, a measuring cup rather, and I used a hand mixer to whip it up. Now with this, you can use 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, but it just depends on, again, consistency, and you can also use water instead of milk too. I feel like the milk makes it a little sweeter. So over here I have the potatoes on the plate. These plates are actually from Amazon. I'll link them down below because I haven't linked them on my website yet, but yeah, these are Amazon. And then I put the steak and onions on top of the potatoes, and then I went in with my creamy Parmesan sauce. It was so good. It was so good. I kind of want to make it again tonight. Wow. So then I put my croissant on the side, and I put my whipped butter in this cute little mason shot glass. So cute. And that was the meal. So again, I want to thank Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video. Remember that you guys can save 60% on your first 4-bottle box, okay, from using the link down below. Use the link to take your quiz and to get your 60% off of your first 4-bottle box. But do you see this? Do you see the deliciousness that is on this plate here? And again, I paired my dinner with the Meet Cute White Blend. It was good, y'all. It was so good. And now I'm just thinking like, wow, I want to go make this. Wow. Anywho, like I mentioned, follow the link down below to take your quiz and to get your first 4-bottle box for 60% off. And look at that moist cake. Oh my gosh.
Sunday morning, soft light, coffee going quiet side. And everything is alright. There's a breeze coming in the window, and you're leaning over me, warm shadow. How do we always lose track of time? You make me feel like I'm the sun in your outer space. we could do